London is the world financial center, Vatican City is for world religion, and Washington, D.C. is for the military. You can also see each entity has an Egyptian obelisk within their centers. This actually is the sexual organ of the false Egyptian god Osiris. In Washington, D.C. and Vatican City, they also have a dome close by which represents the pregnant stomach of Isis, another Egyptian false god. When ceremonies are done at the Capitol building or Vatican City, the occultists who have worked their way into the systems believe that they are calling forth Apollo to be resurrected. That's why the presidential inauguration and announcing of the new pope are done by these two structures. It's to enact a type of ritual in which their goal is to have Apollo birthed through the obelisk and pregnant stomach dome. The occultists in control are hoping to fulfill Revelation 9:11, which states, "And they had as king over them the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in Hebrew is Abaddon, but in Greek he has the name Apollyon, or Apollo."
While he is not attempting to break down Revelation chapter 16, verse 13, sure is on the money. These are the three unclean spirits like frogs. Everything is basically on repeat from the previous videos. It's the Washington, D.C., military, financial, represents London. The religion represents the Vatican. Those are the three unclean spirits like frogs. London controls, you got the Bank of England, controls the financial aspect of this world. America, the military might war with this beast. Who was the one that dropped Fat Man, Little Boy on Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Who made fire come down from the heavens? That's Esau over here in America. DC, the Pentagon. They're the ones that pull the strings. And now you have other military. That's why the scriptures refers to the toe as partly iron and partly clay. You got the strong nations, and then you got the weak nations. And by the way, those 10 toes represents the EU. They form together. They have a pact that you tag one, you tag the soil, and the that receive power with this beast. They're the ones that are in confederate. This beast, Scripture talks about, they're going to turn on this beast as well. This is Daniel 2 and verse 31. Thou, O king, and behold a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image's head was of fine gold, arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Till that a stone was cut out of his hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay and brake. So the iron and the clay is the end of the statue. If you go up statue, each metal, you got the fine gold is the head. That's Babylon. And as you the statue, each metal gets less precious and less precious and less precious. And it gets down to iron. It is the least precious. Even less than that. However, iron, as though it's not precious, it is the strongest. You have age. Iron is, the strongest. And America is the strongest. And you have This is, matter of fact, let me keep reading. It says, then was the iron, the clay, and the brass, and the silver, and the gold broke into pieces together, and became like the shaft of iron threshing floors, and the wind carried them away that found of them, and the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation before the king. Thou, O king, art a king of kings, for the God of heaven hath given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory, and whosoever and wheresoever men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven have given into thine hand, and hath made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this. The point is in verse 40. You just keep reading. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass for all the earth, and the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron. For as much as iron breaketh all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. Whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be strong broken. So, matter of fact, let me keep reading. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. So this kingdom be iron and clay. That's the 10 toes. The feet are the end of a kingdom. That's the end of it. Keep going. You go from the top to the head all the way down to the feet. And now the toes, you got the EU, NATO and the EU. You got some strong nations. But nevertheless, you attack one, you attack them all. You got some weak NATO nations like Greece. And you got some strong NATO nations such as Canada. But now they're, but hub Terry might in that power and that strength is America, specifically Washington D.C. And you have also that bear over in Gog Magog, also Russia. They're you know they're they're a whole separate. Although they're just like in the Greek Empire, you had the Syrian wars, you had Edomites warring with each other. You always had Edomites fighting with Edomites. You know, you look at the uh the I broke this down so long ago. Daniel 7:24. The beast that shall subdue three kings. It's fighting the English, so called to get free. And it's no different than Russia fighting with America. Edomites against Edomites. Satan against Satan. Vowing to, fight and for, supremacy. But, however, neither one of them are going to be granted this power. Kingdom, if you keep reading, verse 44, Daniel chapter 2, verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So the three unclean spirits like frogs, that's DC, London, and the Vatican. And I hope this lesson has been edifying. Glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakodash. Double honors to the elders of GMS well. Peace, salutations to the Akim on the four corners, pushing the truth and sincerity. Peace.